Hello and welcome back. Today's video is an update for the Pie Project Pan, or Pan and Everything Project Pan. This was created by Jessica and there are a lot of others doing this project. I will link people in the description box. Basically, we are rotating through anywhere from like 4 to 6, or some people are doing even more items at a time, just trying to hit pan, and then once we hit pan, we roll it out for something new. It can be, eyeshadows, face products, anything like that. And if you're interested, I have a whole Project Pan playlist. I will link that in the description box. And also I'm doing a Pan That palette, so you can check that out as well. And let's get into it. For this project, I have a rotation of 4 items going at a time. And I hit pan on 2 for this update, which I'll show you at the end. That means I'll be rolling in 2 new items. I'm pretty excited about that. The first one that I will update on, I don't have pan yet. That is this mini Becca Opal. And the dip is definitely getting larger, but I keep saying this in every update. I don't use as much of this because I combine it with a lighter highlighter. It is just a little too dark for my skin tone, but I do love this Becca formula. So, slowly but surely, I'm using this regularly, but we shall see. And then the next one is a pretty challenging one. I'm trying to hit pan on the So Jaded palette by Colorpop, and these, I have hit pan on these before in other Colorpop palettes. It took me a really long time in the past, and Rose Quartz is the color I am working on. It's kind of a great everyday starter out crease shade, but I don't even know if you can tell if there's a dip in there, but I've been using it quite regularly. I probably use this in my crease, 4 to 5 times a week, but I don't put a lot of it because it's just kind of like a blending shade for me. But yeah, I love this palette so much, and I'm so sad I have not yet used every shade in this, which is unfortunate. I really need to experiment with it a little bit more because it is a beautiful palette, definitely one of my favorites. Alrighty, time to show you the 2 items with pan in them. One of them is the Urban Decay Naked Reloaded. I've been working on this for a very long time. Urban Decay takes a long time to hit pan, and I finally did on Endgame here. It has a line in there because I was using this in my eyebrows. This took months and months of use, but yay, I did it. I'm very excited, and I really do love this palette. It's one of my favorite neutral palettes in my whole collection, and yeah, I am very pumped about that, so woohoo for that. And the next one is also an eyeshadow palette. That is this palette. This is the Maybelline Lemonade Craze, and I actually only put this in my project last month, and I hit pan within a month. And at least 1 or 2 of you guys have told me though that this is a pretty easy palette to hit pan on, and you were correct because the pans are pretty shallow and it's kind of a crumbly formula. I hit pan on Strawberry Lemonade, if you can see right there, this pink shimmer. It's really beautiful. It's one of my favorite colors in this palette. This palette, I mean, it's not as good as my favorite formulas like Colorpop or Juvia's or, high end, but it actually is pretty good, and I like the looks that I get with it. The mattes can be a little powdery, and like I said, the shimmers are a bit chunky, but yay, I did hit pan, and before putting it in this project, I had not used this very much, which is very sad, so I'm very glad that I got some good use out of this palette. Alrighty, that means I am rolling in 2 new items, and I just decided to pick 2 eyeshadow palettes. That's kind of what I want to focus on more in my collection, is having more pan in my eyeshadows. The first one is going to be a challenge. So this is the Makeup Geek in the Nude palette, and I want to hit pan on Grandstand here. This is one of my favorite eyeshadows of all time. And I realize that I have repurchased this, and I have another one in her new formula because I bought some of the quads at Target, the new Makeup Geek shadows. So I thought, you know what, I need to hit pan on my old Grandstand because I now have a second one, but it is so beautiful, I can't even. This is going to take a while though. Single eyeshadows, I mean, pans like this definitely take a while to pan on, and I haven't even hit pan on a single eyeshadow in years, since I used to mostly only use single eyeshadows. Anyway, this is definitely one of my favorite palettes, so I want to get more use out of it anyway, and I definitely want to hit pan on Grandstand. And last up, I want to go with this, the BH Cosmetics Sylvia Ghani palette. And again, this is a palette I definitely love. I wish I used it more. I think this is a really good quality palette. The shades in here are amazing. And yeah, I want to hit pan on one of the matte shades. I'm thinking I could use it in the crease. So some options I'm thinking about is one of these three here. There's this more mustardy color. There's more of like a rosy matte, and then kind of like a standard warm brown. One of those three is what I'm going to try to focus on, but hopefully I'll get some use out of the rest of this palette because this is definitely one of my favorite palettes. It is really, really good quality, and yeah, I'm excited to put it in this project. Alrighty, that is it for this video. I'm pretty thrilled that I have 2 new pans in eyeshadow palettes. I really want to make sure I'm using my eyeshadow palettes because I have a lot of them. I have over 60 eyeshadow palettes in my collection, so I definitely want to get good use out of them, hit pan. And yeah, that is it. If you're interested, I'll link my project pan playlist, and thank you so much for watching.